Hello, beautiful unicorns. Happy, my Russian accent tried to come out of there. Happy Thanksgiving, those of you who are living and celebrating in Canada. And happy Monday. Those of you who are excited for a Monday, those of you who are not excited for a Monday. One day you might be, or there might be days when you're not. Or Mondays that you will be excited, Mondays that you won't be excited. This Monday, I'm not gonna lie, not as excited for this Monday, for today. I don't know why, it just feels too much. Yeah, I guess the best way to describe it, it's like it feels like too much of things happening all around right now. And I know I'm not the only one. So, Yana Kasperczak, Spiritual Awakening Core Energy Coach, and my soul's mission is and purpose is to help you get your shit together. Today is with these cards that are going to help one way or another. So I actually, as I was shuffling, I saw this one a few times. And Watchtower of the East, spring. I know it's not spring, but the meanings behind the spring and what spring brings can help us right now as well. I feel like I need this one. Good morning, Debbie. How are you, beautiful? How is your beautiful Monday? Send some heat this way because it's cold and it's been raining and glooming all weekend, and that's probably why. It's like I need some sun, some real sun. Okay, let's go to the Watchtower of the East, which is spring, and this one is alphabetical. Watchtower of the East. Okay. 'Tis the first stirring of spring. New beginnings don't east bring. Drink of what is represents. Drink of what it represents. Purity, growth, and expectance. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. I want to read it again. 'Tis the morning stirring of spring. New beginnings doth east bring. Drink of what it represents. Purity, growth, and expectance. This magic is worked with harm to none. So mote it be, there it is done. Drink of what it represents. It represents purity, growth, and expectance. Interesting. Isn't that what spring is about? And even though it's fall, we still continue to grow. And this is something that we can't help but stop, right? Growing and growing and growing. And sometimes it's uncomfortable. God, how uncomfortable this growth can be sometimes. Those of you who come to the Sacred Circle tomorrow, I'll share the discomforts I've been overcoming this weekend. My own personal growth. Okay, which is wisdom, calling the guardians and the gatekeepers of the East. The season of spring brings you fresh ideas as it works in conjunction with element of air. Brings fresh ideas. So, fresh ideas coming your way if you don't already have them. I know I need some fresh ideas. I feel like the weekend just kind of like staled me up. I need to work through this. By visiting the Watchtower of the East, you are being assisted in your journeying work through meditation and connection with astral plane. Doing some inner work through meditation and connecting with the astral plane. The astral plane, the way I want to, how do I put it? It's like, not everybody can astral project. Not everybody has the ability to access this gift, but we all have the ability to go to a different place when we close our eyes. So I'm not an expert when it comes to astral projection. I have very minimal understanding about it. Those of you who know what it is, feel free to share and educate some of us here. I would love to learn everything I possibly can about humans, but with this one, it just gets me thinking of when we are, so by visiting the Watchtower of the East, you are being assisted on your journey's work through meditation. So meditation is that assistant. Astral projection is that assistant. Since I'm not diverse in astral projection, I can only talk about meditation and its powers and how it can, those of you who meditate, you guys already know how it helps you to see clearly, feel clearly, understand what you want, what you don't want, which is clarity, and on top of it, manifest. And most importantly, it calms the shit out of your nervous system. So if you want to get your shit together, you gotta start with meditating. And here is the ticker. Okay, and the ticker is the one that ticks people. It's like, I don't want to do this. So the ticker is this, is that there are going to be days where you can meditate every hour and you're still not going to feel 100% the greatest, but you'll get there. Which means that meditation is medicine, but just like when you're feeling a certain way, medicine does not always help. Meditation may not always fully help. You can't rely on the same medicine over and over and over again. Part of figuring your shit out is figuring out all of these different things that you want to try out and test that are called medicines or tools that help you to feel as good as you can on any given day. Hi, Rebecca. Good morning, Yana. She says, hope you had a nice weekend. It was nice, but it was quite interesting. I'll just say that. And I know I'm going to be doing a lot of growing over the weekend. Like I said, I'm not going to share it here. I want to leave some curiosity. Right? Sacred Circle. That's where I'll share it tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Sacred Circle. I'll share what has transpired over the weekend, and nothing bad. Don't worry, nothing bad. It's just uncomfortable growth. But by tomorrow, I'll have a little bit more puzzle pieces together to try to make sense of it in my own mind. How my mind interprets certain scenarios. I'm sure all of you understand exactly what I'm talking about. It's really just processing. When something happens, when even if there's just a realization, there's work that you're going to end up going to do within and try to figure out and connect dots and make sense of it, and how is this fitting in, and where do you go from here, and why, and why not, and all these different things. And great start. Okay, let's keep going with the continuation of this. Inspiration, creativity, and aspiration grace you. The East will assist with writing, tests, poetry, communication, and intelligence. Are you guys excited for this? Okay, so this is the East Tower, and the East will assist with writing, okay, writing, journaling, the creative process of getting your thoughts into words, whatever that means to you. Tests, it's not just exams at school, it's the tests that we all go through. Little exams, little tests. This one says tests, not exams, but same concept. Poetry. I'm not quite sure how to describe poetry aside from pure love and seeing the soul. Seeing the person, the soul of what that existence is. A poem can be written about a person, it could be written about a tree, it could be written about anything. And there is purity and love and wholeheartedness in there. So that's what poetry kind of comes to mind. Communication, I feel like that's self-explanatory, but I'm gonna elaborate, is that there is different forms of communication. It is not just the verbal, it is also the non-verbal communication, but In this instance, I feel like it is the verbal communication and followed by intelligence. But communication is at the core of understandings and misunderstandings, right? At the core of, is this going to keep, am I going to be happy here or am I not going to be happy here? How do I get my point across? How do I even like help you guys to understand how I'm understanding this? Because there's a lot happening in the attic, spinning around in my mind, but there's certain things that come out of my mouth. Not everything comes out. And then intelligence, like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. Now is the time to connect with the god and his boyhood and the maiden aspect of the triple goddess, to plant your seeds and to dream big so that the guardians of the East can usher in all that is needed for you to achieve your goals. In other words, connect with that source that you feel the safest and comfortable connecting with. Connect with that source, and through that connection of that source, you get to plant your seeds. Your seeds of your big dreams, your seeds of the things that you want, that you even don't want. Mainly focusing on the opposite of the thing that you do want. But most of us, we need to start with identifying what we don't want, because that's so much more familiar and comfortable than the things that we do want. So understanding what we don't want is the very step, because it helps us to understand why we don't want it, because we've tested it long enough to understand why we don't want it. And then we can see what we do want, why we want it, and when we have the why in there, it's the glue that holds it together with us, that we don't want to let go, and we continue with this new path, with this new way. And so plant your seeds, dream so big, so that the guardians of the East can usher in all that is needed for you to achieve your goals. So they're going to help you to achieve your goals by ushering in and bringing in exactly what you need, when you need it, and how you need it. The color yellow represents the element of air and should be used with accordance with your magical workings at dawn. Meditating at dawn and bringing in color yellow into your meditations. Anything, doesn't matter what it is, just bring in some color yellow. I would even argue that fire is yellow. Why not? You can bring in the fire in there. The color yellow represents the element of air. So bringing in the yellow, and then you can even bring the actual air. So if you're spending time outside, should be used in accordance with your magical workings at dawn. Spring heralds new beginnings for you in association with whatever card flanks this one. I'm not quite sure what the word flank means, aside from the flank steak. Let's see. Spring heralds new beginnings for you in association with whatever cards flanks this one. I'm going to leave that one for you to interpret. I feel like you're going to get what you need from it. For me, I'm not getting anything from that sentence at all. So it's not for me. Debbie says, it's easier to know what I don't want. Yeah, definitely it's easier to know what you don't want. And it's like, because you're so familiar with it. You're so used to it. You're so aware and you're conscious of the things that you don't want. But it's like thinking how even in schools, the word thinking comes to mind. That there was not much like independent thinking, I want to say, that was, I don't want to say like encouraged. It was encouraged, but it wasn't like necessarily encouraged in the way of you can ask whatever you want. There are still limitations. And whenever there's limits, there's walls. And Debbie says, goes with. So flank means goes with. Okay, whichever card this one goes with. Should I pull another one really quick? I can maybe do that. Okay. Yeah, see? You said to pull a second card to go with the Tower. I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna pull one right out of the deck and see whichever one is going with that. Wand intention. How's that sounding, eh? Right when we were talking about trusting your guardians, guardians of the East to usher everything that you need, and then you got your wand of intentions. Meaning, how I interpret this is, wand is magic, manifestation, and where you're pointed is where the magic is going to happen. And intention is where the pointing is. Intention is the biggest part of creation, of manifestation. Okay, so let's finish this one. Witch's Foresight. Work with the element of air to enhance your meditative and visionary skills. You will be assisted in a test or exam that is coming up. Okay, I will take some assistance for the test and exam that is coming up. Thank you. Your creative juices are flowing. This is a good time to pen your ideas. Write your ideas down. Cast your spells at dawn. Cast your spells at dawn. Intention is going to be probably the biggest part of it. Watchtower of the East revealed. Hail and welcome ancient ones of the magical circle of the East. The air blows new ideas and thoughts as the wand points us in the right direction. The element of air induces the winds of fortune as we focus on the new beginnings. As the sun rises at dawn, it welcomes springtime and the goddess in her maiden aspect, and the god as the youth. Wand. I think this is, it's literally right in front of it. It's wand, and then this is the second one in the book. So let's see how this one goes. Debbie says, not sure, and thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Okay. The wand's no use to them or three. Oh, sorry. A wand's no use to them or thee, if the witch can't really see. Intention sets the outcome true. Power enhanced will come to you. This magic is work with harm to none. So mood be there. It is done. You're making things too difficult. I just love when the cards call me out on my shit, eh? Oh, I know, making things too difficult. I gotta laugh about it. That's how we become stronger, right? Making things difficult, overcoming them, and then saying, I did that. I created the problem. I overcame it. I solved it. I became stronger in the end. Yes. Instead of looking at what everyone else is doing, hone your own talents. Right? Isn't that so hard to not look around? No, it's actually easier to just look within than to look around and allow the external world to trigger you in many different ways of how you are not good enough. How somebody else's problems are different and better, and the results that they're getting from their problems are better than yours, and so they have a better life than I do. But the reality is that they too are looking at everybody else's life. And they too want that life. And they want, or certain parts of it. Because they're assuming that it's just easier somewhere else. We all do that once in a while, where we catch ourselves assuming that somebody else is better at something, or maybe they're just, like I said, they have a better life than you do. But is it the reality? Or is it an illusion that you yourself have created in your mind as you were looking through these little screens, okay? Without looking at the actual screen TV, you're looking at these little screens, and you're looking at somebody else's life as if it was a movie, and therefore things start to happen on the inside for you. So hone in on your own talents. Everybody else has their own. Everybody else has their own talents. They have their own gifts, and you got yours. And if other people have the same gifts and talents as you, that does not mean that they're better. It just means that they're different, and they're going to be helping different people with their gifts and their talents than you. Entirely different people. We just resonate at different frequencies and different energies. We're not for everyone. There's no point in comparing yourself to others and worrying that you aren't as good. This actually says so in the book. The path you walk is yours alone. Even if you're walking with other people, you walk in that path alone. You are. You can't walk it with anyone else. They would literally have to be within you and underneath your skin, be part of you, but that wouldn't be you, and it wouldn't be them. So you get to walk your path alone, and you get to share it with other people. The intentions in your heart and mind lead the way. There was another thing I read in a book I was started reading this week, and it said something along the lines that no matter what path you take, you're still going to be led to the center, which means that you are, so those of you that are in this group who are here on your self-mastery journey, that your main focus is to become the best version of yourself. That is the core. That is the center of where you're trying to get to. And no matter what you're doing, as long as it's not just sleeping and not doing anything at all, but even then, that's still going to bring you to that center, to where you're supposed to get to. Now, how quick, how fast, that just depends on your perception of how you look at it, where you can see, oh, I'm already here, and stay there, or continue to go and chase, and not, yes, chase. There's nothing wrong with chasing. It's actually fun to chase and try to continue to reach that center, because that center continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger in the sense of there's more in there. There's so much more. You know, one of the things that I've been, I guess, tortured with over the weekend, it's a realization, which I already had before, but we need to go through these grieving processes. It's a realization that how much time we humans waste on things that don't matter, and feeling miserable and shitty, and not allowing ourselves to do the very things we want to do in this lifetime, to enjoy the things that we can only enjoy in this lifetime. And to best way to describe it is that how many things do you want to experience in your life? Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? What do you want to explore? Do you have a bucket list? Because I feel that it's one of those things that is one of the most important things for all of us to do, is to have a bucket list. Because you cannot do everything you want to do in this lifetime. and you make that list of all the things you want to do. I have lists, bucket lists of the things I want to do, and it's just the block of time is very real, because there's not enough time for us to experience all of these things in the way that we think we want to experience them. But that just means that there's certain things that we want to experience in this lifetime, and if we can only experience them in this lifetime with the full spectrum of the human emotion, that we can train ourselves to, let's say, for example, in my case, where I want to explore and see every part of the world, like every country and everything, and it is just not even physically possible, right? But mentally, it is very possible. And mentally, I can explore every corner of the world. So, understanding this truth that, and I started to understand this even more deeper than I did before, because our knowledge continues to evolve, where certain knowledges that we have, they deepen. And we have bigger understanding of this one thing that we understood. Such thing as love. How do you know what love is? Like, fully, do you understand what love is? Because as a teenager, I didn't. It took me over 30 years to fully understand what that is. So, anyways, the point I'm trying to get to is that we humans, we want to see and experience all, the gluttony part. And that itself is a powerful driver. Such a powerful driver that if we don't look at the driver in a positive way, it can destroy us. It can cause us to feel like we're dead and inside and living our life as if we're dead. Just waiting for it to come. And therefore, we're not fully present. We're not enjoying. We're not here. We're in here. And that's it. It's so heavy. So, oh, hi, Lisa. Says, hi, I'm glad you caught me too. Can you switch your lights steady, super stimulant? Oh, you like the steady ones? Let me see. There we go. I was told that it's this one. I was told that you gotta change your background with them. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna change my background. I'm gonna put the blinker lights and see if that helps a little bit to change the background. Okay, let me see, where was I? The intentions in your heart and mind lead the way. Wave your wand and allow the magic to unveil the criticism that cloaks your senses. Wave your wand and allow the magic to unveil the criticism that cloaks your senses. I would say maybe almost clogs your senses, that dulls your senses. Whether it's criticism that you are receiving from someone, or you're giving to yourself because you, at some point in your life, you had received and you have learned how to give that same criticism to yourself. That stuff numbs you. It takes your senses away. It dulls your intuition, your creativity, your joy. You know this. I know I don't need to go in explaining of what criticism, right? What criticism, judgment does to us. And we continue to do this to ourselves over and over and over and over and over again. Let magic shower over you and see through your eyes of the wisdom keeper. The ability to concentrate fully on your intention without interruption is the single most important faculty a witch can achieve in order to assume the intended magical outcome. Practice this art so that can use your wand with the ultimate clear intention and focus concentration. Like I said, the wand itself it allows the focus of directed energy, directed intention. By doing so, you will eventually find that most of your magical work is completed before you even begin. The intention part itself is the magical part. You setting the intention, you spending time becoming clear on whatever it is you need right now, right before you're about to go and do the meditation. Like the background with not blinking. Yeah. So I'll keep it at this one. I'll find a different way to treat my background. I'm always putting into a calmness with your tranquil background. Nice awareness message. Oh, thank you. Magical. Thank you. I like this background more than the blinking one. The blinking one, I know. I get exactly what it means. It's like, oh my god. It gets your eyes to just pay attention and look at it, but after a while, it just becomes a little too much overstimulating and distracting. Okay, which is foresight. Decide what it is you really want. Make your intentions clear. Focus on your vision. Practice concentration. Make decision and focus on the outcome you desire. Making a decision usually is the hardest thing for people to do. It really is. Even though we all like to say, oh, it's easy to make a decision, but it depends on what the decision is about, and who it affects. Craft your own wand. Create your own wand. Use intentions with harm to none. Beware of the intentions of others. When it says intention, harm to none, to no one, that includes you as well. Beware of the intentions of others. Yeah, you don't know what others' intentions are, and even if you ask them, how truthful do you think they'll be? Right? Rebecca says, that was my struggle for so long, not being able to set an intention because that's how lost I was. Yeah, when we are lost, it is practically impossible to set an intention because it's like a tornado. How can you see clearly what's flying in the tornado when it's just go whoosh, 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 like this, right? And trying to set an intention with all these thoughts, worries, words, different things. And to like, right here, make sense of it. That's the challenge. It's a whole entire battle to do that, to set an intention where there's chaos, and chaos in a way of like that it actually feels like chaos and feels too much, but everything is actually chaos. It's just how too much it could be within, right? Didn't know what I wanted or what I needed or what felt good. Yes, a battle. Yeah, it really just it gets me thinking of all the phrases that I've heard. I don't know what to do. I don't know why to do. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know where I am. I don't know why I'm even like here. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I need. It's really just, I don't know throughout anything that is attached to I am, who you are. That means you have given way too much to a point where you were empty for way too long and you're just lost in a desert with nothing, and you need to figure out what is it that you actually want, need, and why. I think meditation helps tremendously. Debbie says 100% agree. Meditation itself is just there's different forms of meditation, and all of them are beneficial, but figuring out what is the best place to start for you as an individual, that's how you gotta go. Some people, and not just people, but within the energy of a month or a year or even a week, there's going to be times where, let's say, a Zen meditation might be the one that you want. The Zen meditation is just you sitting still and not moving much. And every time you try to move or scratch or anything that you have, you basically you're going to be, in a way, asking for permission to move. Because the goal is to sit as still as you possibly can, straight, still, and just focus on your breath, in and out, in and out. And so that would be one meditation that sometimes I like, where I cannot listen to a guided meditation. I can't listen to sounds because there's already too much overstimulation. I don't know if some of you might have already noticed, I have been off social media since Thursday, and today I'm just coming on to do the video, and then I'm back off until tomorrow. I need time to cleanse the energies, right, of other people. When we're giving and giving and giving, like Rebecca, what you were talking about, if you're giving to your friends, family, your kids, your man, your friends, your followers online, the energy we have in a day gets depleted, and if we don't replenish it, it carries on to the next day, carries on to the next day, and on to the next day. So, and on top of it, social media itself, it is so overstimulating that we need time off of it, time off screens, to have no screens, to have nothing, it's just peace and quiet. And meditation is a great way to gain clarity, because the only world that matters is the one that's in here. Because that's the only world that exists. Because when I'm gone, the world that existed will be gone with me. When you're gone, the world that existed will be gone with you. Yes, the world will go on, but that's not your world. That's just the world. That is just the life experience, right, of the whole entire planet or universe. But for us, the world is not out there. It's in here. We don't interpret it outside of our body. We interpret it on the inside of our body. We don't feel it on the outside. We feel it on the inside. Even if you get burned by something, you don't feel it outside of your body. You feel it on the inside. You get burned on your finger. Where does the pain shoot? Right in here, right? And right in your head, right into your nervous system. That's where the world exists for each and every one of us. And the program is the one that decides if it's going to be a happy one or not. And that's where we start. All right, we'll continue. Okay. By doing so, okay, I'm gonna read just the last little bit. I think I read that one. Oh yeah, I did read the foresight. So the last part is wand revealed. Wands are used to create magic, cast a circle, and point and direct energy, and are also used for healing and spells. It is a tool of direction of east and the element of air. Wands are usually made from magical oak, ash, blackthorn, hazel, birch, and yellow trees. I like the birch and yellow trees. So not yellow trees. I want to call it ew tree. I don't know. It's YEW. Ew trees. I would like a ew tree. They can also be made from various metals, such as copper. Copper is actually considered to be a healing element. Set within crystals and decorated with magical symbols. Go create your wand. Rebecca says, I need a wand. Go create your own wand. It can be so fun. Do it with kids. You can have your kids create their own wands. You create your wand, and if they have the one you like, you can take it. But usually, we moms do a better job in creating a fancy little wand. But then again, sometimes you never know how creative your kid can be and what they can make out of that wand. And also think about it this way: when you put the time and energy in building, creating a beautiful piece for yourself, like a wand. It doesn't have to be pointy where it's a stabbing device, right? Could be if you want it, but I mean, not the stabbing part, but it could be pointy if you really want it. But if you create, how do I put it? It's like, imagine living in a house that you built from scratch yourself, live in a house that somebody else built for you, or anything really. I can't think of any other examples, but even like, let's say you made clothes for yourself, you made the shirt for yourself, and you wear the shirt after having made it yourself. How does that feel versus when you go and you buy something from a store? There's so much love and attention and energy that is put into this object that is only going to magnify what you're doing with it. Now, the same concept can be used in the opposite way. If you are going to buy a wand from someone and they have put their energy in that and their intention and their energy, jujus, which means that when you get it, you gotta cleanse it. You got to make sure that it is yours. And I feel like that might be a ritual in a way that could be used with anything that you bring into the house, because when you go and you bring something from the outside, whether even if it's nature, right, even if it's a rock, you taking it from that energetic space and you bring it into your own energetic space. Certain things you might not want to cleanse, but other things, yes, you definitely do want to cleanse that, because how many negative energies do you think have touched it or come across it? If that person who was making that wand absolutely hates their job or their boss, then you have hate in that wand. And I know there are women who doubt their ability to cleanse such energies. And I chuckle because I was one of them where I doubted that I could do it. No. You need a real, I don't know, magician to do that, but it's not that. Yeah, it is the energy that you have, the intention, and the focus of the cleansing. Okay, Debbie says, I made my own with a crystal in the end. Ooh, I would love to see a picture of that one. Crystal in the end, probably where the handle is. And it says, I hung feathers on the other end. Ah, I definitely want to see that. And Rebecca says, I met a miner on Saturday. Interesting coincidence. And he was telling me we have to open everything, drawers, cabinets, etc. Yeah, we do. Oh my God, I remember when, speaking of opening drawers and cabinets, windows, everything that is open, like even tiny little drawers, you gotta open everything, you gotta blow the smoke in there, you gotta cleanse, because otherwise it gets trapped in there. We still have that dresser, but we had a dresser. Talking about energy cleansing, man. This dresser is from my husband's grandparents, and when I was doing the cleansing of the house, walking through the whole, it took me a couple of hours, but walking through the whole entire house, going through all the drawers and everything, I remember having such a severe reaction opening the drawers of that dresser. And I just couldn't, like, I was feeling so much. And I had a conversation with my husband about it. I was like, was this your grandmother's side? of the clothes where she, where she had her things, because I could feel it was a lot of turmoil, a lot of things that the both went through. They were survivors. I mean, everybody's a survivor, right? But his grandfather didn't have legs. He lost them during the war, stepped in the rusty nail. So there was quite a bit that they went through. And those of you, I love antique pieces. Those of you who love antique pieces and antique things, cleanse the shiznit out of it, because we had that dresser in our house for I don't know how long. And I almost started feeling like I could breathe in the house after I cleansed everything. But it was that dresser that felt like there was so much locked in the drawers, right? So thank you for bringing that up. That's such a great reminder to smudge, cleanse all of those things. Especially, like, you gotta have your windows open when you're doing it. Not only because of the smoke, but you need that to leave an escape, or the front door. The way that I think the way that I did it is I had the windows closed and I had the front door open. So I started from the front door, from one side of the house, and literally going through everything from one side of the house. And where I ended was back at the front door, this main floor, top floor, and the basement, going through the whole entire house, and then ending at the front door, sealing the door after letting everything out, right? So that's the whole, like, wrap all around the house, back to the door, leave, goodbye, thank you, appreciate you have helped me to get to this point where I am. Now I can do this by myself. So I feel like that is all for today. And that was a great way to wrap up the cleansing part. And what else was there, Debbie? I'd love to make one. The sage, sage in the car too. Yeah, all the spaces that you're in. If you can sage your workplace, I mean, this is my workplace. But for you, if you're in an office and you can sage your office, by all means, go right ahead. Just, I recommend giving heads up and making sure that the tool that you choose to use, whatever you're burning, is gonna be okay with everyone to smell that. I know that the white sage smells like cigars, and then I mean, pine smells like pine, but it sizzles pretty quickly as well. Okay. Never. Just checking the comments. Debbie says, I even wash new things. Yeah, whenever you get new things, you wash them as well. There is, call it energy cleansing. Whatever it is that you get, that you buy. If you have clothes hanging with, I'm like all over the place, but that's how my mind is. If you have clothes hanging with price tags on them, decide what you want to do with that clothes. Because they're feeling uneasy being in your closet, not having a home. Are you keeping them? Take the price tag off and welcome them in. If you're giving them a new home, then put it in a bag and put it away so you can give that clothes a new home. And always, even when you're letting go of things, when you're decluttering your spaces, you want to be grateful for the things that you had. And say thank you in the way that you would, right? For being here, for helping me, even if it's that clothes that you bought, hung in your closet, and then you want somebody else. Thank you for being part of my life, for making my closet pretty while you were here. Thank you for reminding me that everything I buy, I have to wear. And not everything that I buy, I get to even keep. Some things we're just meant to have, just to kind of, like clothes. Since we're talking of clothes, where you go and you buy a bunch of clothes, and some of those pieces of clothing you'll never wear. It's simply because the excitement has passed, and it no longer, it served its purpose. That's it. It just served its purpose, and you no longer need it anymore. And then Rebecca says, I smudged often, but have not been opening everything. The men said there is no point if you don't do it right. I unfortunately agree, partially. How do I put it? You know, there's a reason why that dresser was so energetically charged. That it was, I needed a moment. I really needed a moment to, that was just the first drawer when I started opening. I started going through it. So I needed quite a bit of time to go through that, because when we're cleansing spaces, and this is where it can be challenging for some of you, where if you have a lot of closed things, a lot of drawers, a lot of cabinets, I'm not saying to go and open like all the boxes and all the things that you have. Yes, but you could, because things get trapped in there as well. You want to, it's like, if you bring a leaf blower inside your house and you blow it through the house, there's going to be some things that it will not get to. That's what I feel like would be the best description to help you see. That's either doing the full entire cleansing or not at all. That's why many people, they'll have someone else come in and cleanse their spaces in this way, in this fashion, where it's everything. But at the same time, if your intention is to cleanse the whole entire house, then you can go and do that. And that is something that I typically do once a year. Sometimes, yeah, just once a year. But throughout the year, I will do these half-ass cleansings, as some might call it. But it just helps me to cleanse the space here, just myself, or just the room itself, just the four walls and the ceiling in here, or in the other rooms. Like sometimes I find myself with the sage in one of the rooms because I feel like it just needs it, and I'll blow on the kids' beds, underneath the beds, and cleanse their slumber. Is how I'll describe it. So, I mean, there's going to be the full-on way of how to cleanse, and there's going to be the, I don't need the whole entire thing right now. I'm okay with just, you know, patchy, doing a little bit here, a little bit there, and I'm good. But then doing a full entire cleansing of here, like, if you're not tainting the energy of the drawers yourself or bringing people in, then I feel like there is no need to be doing it every month or every quarter or whatnot. Like Debbie says, like maintenance. Perfect words. It's like maintenance. You're just maintaining. I couldn't think of that word. Oh, you guys, you ladies are so awesome. So it's like maintenance, where you don't have to. You don't do spring cleaning every, 4 times a year. You do spring cleaning once a year, whether it's in the springtime, whether it's in the summertime, or in the fall, or in the winter. You do that deep cleansing, cleaning of your space, of your house, once a year. Same thing here. Doing it within the same time frame is going to be the best cleansing ever, because you're cleansing. It's a multi-layered cleansing, right? Sage is one, right? Smudging, because I don't want to call smudging with just sage, because it's not just limited to sage. Smudging and cleansing energetic spaces is one with cleansing energies. Another one is decluttering and organizing. We all feel great when everything is clean and organized and everything has its own place, and we don't have too much things that we don't need. So that's how it could go. Okay. And then Rebecca says, yes, true. Sometimes we need to cleanse our space, like when I shower, meditate, or working with an angel cards, or journaling, etc. Yeah, it's just meditating your space, or meditating a specific space in your mind. Like cleansing a specific space in your mind. Deep clean, spring and fall. Also, you do it twice a year. It's a lot of work. I do it once a year. Actually, maybe sometimes more than once a year. Before winter, I like to have things clean as well. So maybe with saging or smudging can be the same thing. It could be twice a year, where depending on the size of your house and the spaces and how many drawers and how many cabinets you have, all those things. Don't forget the basement cellar, if you have one, or the cold room. Every nick and cranny. And that's why I'm okay doing it once a year. Rebecca says, I've been feeling that. Every time I declutter and organize, I feel much lighter and cleaner. And clearer, not cleaner. I'm reading it as cleaner. Clear. And Debbie says, I have a small condo and more clear. Yeah. Clear. That's why I couldn't read that word. Cleaner. Clearer. We get it. Clear. It's much more clear when you're able to see. It's like still water. You can have dirty water, but if it's still, things settle and you can see the fishies swimming in there. But if it is not clear, you can't see all of the fishies that are swimming in there. And that is what's happening on the inside, right? Your thoughts and stuff like that. That's all I have for you guys for today. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my Thanksgiving weekend, because we have it in Canada this weekend. I know yours is coming up soon. And that's it. I will see you guys all tomorrow, either in the Sacred Circle, or I'm gonna do the live video on my personal page. And until tomorrow, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with me and contributing with your knowledge and wisdom and great reminders. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you. And you're welcome, Debbie. Until one of these next time we see each other. Bye, ladies.